Today we're talking about equations where variables are in the base. The first thing you always want to do is get the exponent by itself. What I mean by that is see how 1/2 is an exponent. Whatever is with that exponent, you want it by itself. So you don't want a number in front or adding or subtracting any numbers. You just want this by itself. So if you look at example 1, the exponent is by itself. Once you have that, you're going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal power and then solve for x. So in this case right here, in order to get rid of the 1/2 exponent, what would I do? I'd raise it to the second power, right? Because, and whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. But the second power is like 2 over 1, and see how the whole exponent ends up canceling out? Yes? So now x is by itself, and what is 3 to the second power? 9, okay? And that's my answer. And if you think about it, 9 to the 1/2 power, what is the square root of 9? 3. So you could always plug it back in and check to see if it works out correctly. But that's your answer. Questions so far? Okay, so example 2. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to do this one on your own. Very good. When you're dealing with exponents, so if I have like, x to the 3 over 2, the top one, that is your power, and the bottom number, that is your root.
So the 2 goes inside. No, the 2 goes outside.
Good, and you can show me on your fingers if you think you have the right answer, and I'll tell you if you're correct or not. Good, good. Yes. You've got it, Chris. Yeah, thumbs up.
Wait, no, I think it's the 3 goes on the outside, isn't it?
Okay, so what would I raise this to in order to get rid of the exponent? We're just going to go through it. You would have to raise it to 2 over 3 because that's what is going to end up canceling 2's and 3's.
Yeah.
Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other, so I'm raising this one to the 2/3 power as well. So, which number is my root?
The 3.
The 3. So this is the cubed root of 8 squared. What is the cubed root of 8? 2. And then 2 squared is 4. So x equals 4. The 2 is the one that goes on. Well, I think I was misunderstanding what you were saying. All right, example 3. Is the exponent by itself? No. How will I get rid of that 4? Very good. You're going to divide by 4 to both sides. So I have x to the 3/4 power equals, and 108 divided by 4 is? Anybody know?
17.
Those of you that said 27 were correct. And then I'll raise it to what power? Very good. Raise it to the 4/3 power. So everything cancels out. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. Which number is going to be my root number? The 3. So I'm taking the cubed root of 27, and once I get that answer, I raise it to the 4th power. So what is the cubed root of 27? 3. And 3 to the 4th power is? Very good. 81 is correct. So x equals 81. Okay, example 4, I want you to try that one on your own. When you get your answers, you're going to write them on your whiteboards, please. Yes, you got it. Yes. Where are your notes, Sarah? You're in so much trouble. Ask me for them next time. Good. Well, you can just rip these ones out and staple it when you get the other ones. You got it. No. Okay, so what's my first step on this one? First step. Divide by 2 because I need to get my exponent by itself. So we divide by 2. And what is 50 divided by 2? Good. 25 is correct. And then how do I get rid of that 2/3 power? Raise it to the 3/2. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. Here, the 3's and the 2's cancel. X is by itself. Which number is going to go under the root, or for the root? 2. So it's a square root of 25, and then we raise it to the 3rd power. What is the square root of 25? 5. And then 5 to the 3rd power is 125.
That's what I said.
Well, you can, right here. You can put the 2 right here if you want. But anytime you don't write it, it's a square root. If you write it, it's usually a different number. So when you don't write it, you just know it's a square root and you need 2 things to be pulled out. Otherwise, like when I had the cubed root, I wrote it.
So like that, it doesn't have to have the 2 has nothing to do with it.
No, it does. The 2 does. So this 2 really is right there. It's just that square roots are normally square roots, meaning 2. And so you don't have to write the little 2 when it's the 2, but you can. It's up to you. Because if you notice on this one, the root was a 3 and I wrote it. So anytime it's not a 2, I'm writing it. But if it is a 2, you don't have to. Okay. All right, any other questions on example 4? No? All right, let's move on. Okay, example 5. What do you think we'd do first on this one? Very good. We would add 5 to both sides. So I do that and I have x minus 2 to the 5 halves, or 5/2 equals, and 27 plus 5 is?
32.
Good. Okay. Is my exponent by itself? Yes, because this whole parenthesis is being raised to this exponent. So the exponent is by itself because the parenthesis is what is being raised to the exponent. Okay, so in order to get rid of that exponent, what will I do? Raise it to the reciprocal power, which is 2/5. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. So here these cancel, and I have x minus 2 equals, and then how will I write 32 to the 2/5 powers? How do I change that? Which number is always your root?
Square root 32, 5th root of 32 is 2.
Yeah, so this one is going to be a 5th root. So the 5th root of 32, and then when we get that answer, we square it. So 32, does anyone know what the 5th root of 32 is?
2.
It is 2. And if you need to write it all out, 32 is 8 times 4, and then 8 is 2, 2, and 2, and 4 is 2 and 2. So if you notice, there are exactly 5 2's. So then this is going to be 5 to what power? Or not 5. Oh my goodness, thank you. 2 to what power? 2 to the 2nd power. And what is 2 to the 2nd power? 4. So we have x minus 2 equals 4, and the last step is to add 2 to both sides, and we do get the answer of x equals 6. Bless you. Okay, example 6. What would you do first? Very good. You would first multiply by 5 to get rid of that fraction of 1/5. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. Those cancel out. 1 doesn't change anything, and it's really not even there. You could put this over 1 if you want to see it all happen that way. You have x plus 2 to the 3 halves equals, and 25 times 5 is 125. What will I do next?
You need a square, you need to do the power.
Good. Raise it to the 2/3 power. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. Those cancel. x plus 2 equals, how will I rewrite this? Good, the cubed root of 125, and then we square that. So the bottom number is my root, the top number is my exponent.
It's 25.
Very good. The cubed root of 125 is 5, and 5 squared is 25. And then your last step in order to get x by itself would be to, very good, subtract 2. So x equals 23. Do you think you guys could try 7 on your own? Okay. When you get it, show me your answers on your whiteboards. I'll kind of be walking around as well. But what would be the first step you take on this one?
Add, multiply.
Good, subtract 5 is correct. Good. I did not get that answer for this one. I did.
Isn't it 7 plus 3? Minus 5.
You're like all
Minus 5 divided by 2.
Oh my goodness. She doesn't
Yeah,
have this
I
one
need-
done, which I just did. There you go. Lindsay was rising up.
And then you do this.
You're close. Then you would divide by -2. Yeah, because that would be multiplication, so you would do multiplication by division.
507?
You sat on the wrong side today.
Yeah.
And somebody else is sitting there. Did you?
Miss Alto?
Well, Alexis is sitting there. The other Alexis.
Miss Alto?
What?
Isn't it -2/7? Isn't that about what the
No, because remember, you can take a cube root of the negative numbers. That's the negative. You can't take a square root.
-2 is the 7th and
That is the correct answer. Okay. Let's see. Most of you got the first step right. So we subtract 5 to both sides. So then I have -2 parenthesis x minus 7 to the 1/3 equals, and 21 minus 5 is what? Thank you, 16. Okay, then your next step is to do what? Divide, because a number next to a parenthesis means it's multiplying. So we undo multiplication by division. So I'm dividing by -2 to both sides. So now I have x minus 7 to the 1/3 power equals, and 16 divided by -2 is -8, right? Okay, now how do I get rid of that 1/3?
3 over 1.
Good, I raise it to the 3 over 1. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. So these cancel out. We get x minus 7 equals, and -8 to the 3rd power is what? It's -512. Because you'd have 3 negatives, which would end up making it negative. Okay, and then your last step would be to add 7. So x equals -505 is the correct answer. Okay, questions? Did you see where you went wrong? Okay. All right. Are we ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Okay, what do I do on example 8?
3 over 4.
Good, raise it to the 3 over 4 power. These cancel. So we get 3x plus 17 equals, and 16 to the 3/4. How will I reduce that? What will I write that as? 4th root of 16 raised to the 3rd power. 16 breaks down to 4 and 4, and 2 and 2. Sarah, are you writing any of this down? Good. So then we have 2 to the third power, which makes
8.
8. Okay, what's next? So we have 3x equals -9, and then your last step would be to, good, and x equals -3. Okay, any questions there? No?